You know, I don't like to share personal things too much, but, you know, when it's raining and you're cold and it's wet and you're in a tent and for so many days, you could feel a little bit, you know, down in the dumps. So why does the world have to be so tough?
I mean, I used to be able to think of Valentine's Day and getting something special, but now we're just thinking of getting even the bodies of the hostages, dead or alive, back, while at the same time in the north there's fighting in cold temperatures.
And thank you for praying for me. So many people have been praying for me. But, you know, when the sun came back out, it's just nice. And I say that, you know, there will be brighter days ahead. And there will be brighter days ahead. And I've had you know, it's such a privilege every day to be with a bunch of very bright, smart, just the cream of the crop, the best of the best in Yalom, I must say. And we've had deep conversations about everything. Like, I mean, how is it the world's rehashing, you know, basic things like socialism and communism, you know, versus constitutional democracy? And, you know, it's just like we've chosen to risk our life to defend this constitutional democracy. Now, we don't have an actual constitution. The Bible is our constitution. We have the Declaration of Independence. But communism is like, it doesn't work. And we were talking about these things like, why do we risk our life for our country? What if we just all gave up, you know? And no, we're willing and we'll do it. We're going to continue to risk our life for our children's safety, for the future of our children. And maybe some hold true to the Bible more and God as their drive, you know, and others might hold to this is the freest country in the Middle East and they want to protect that. And but communism is like a classless society. Everything's publicly owned by the government. This big government owns everything, and you have Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels. They tried it in Maoist China, Soviet Union, Cuba, other places. And so that's kind of what communism is. Socialism, it's like collective ownership. Everyone's supposed to have public, progressive taxation, public services, social welfare programs. And it sounds good, but we know that doesn't work either. Constitutional democracy, though, where the government is control, but you can't just have a democracy where it's like mob rule, like everyone just votes to do whatever crazy thing, and just because the majority agreed on it, that's what they do. No, constitutional democracy, it's a base, a guiding, like the Constitution of the United States. With us, we have the Declaration of Independence here and the Bible as our Constitution, and then you have elected representatives govern according to the Constitution, and I am part of this as the executive branch of the government. I have to execute the will of our constitutional democracy. And of course, the Constitution limits the powers, and we just had a huge time before this war where some of the basic laws, we have basic laws in our country, were being, there was a move to reform. And so my point, though, is of this whole thing that we see what works. We see what's worth putting your life on the line for. And I just look in other countries where it's almost like people are questioning again, what is right. Here's my question to you. What are you willing to risk your life for? What are you willing to give up everything for? Write in the comments.